BBC Listen.
A warning for listeners. Despite what you're about to hear, Short and Curly does not condone vandalism, even in the name of artistic expression.
Hey Curly Crew, my name is Jessie and I absolutely love your podcast. I am an extremely big fan. One time, I was looking out of the window in the car when I saw a beautiful painting under a tunnel. I thought it was graffiti, but then my mom said it was street art. What's the difference between graffiti and street art, and who asks people to do it?
Well, Jessie, this is the story of that painting and the underworld graffiti artists behind it. By day, they're podcast hosts, but at night, they're tagging abandoned tunnels, underpasses and laneways, each with their own flair. Their names? Momo and Vitamin C.
Another swirl here, and the neon green again. Oh, yeah, that goes so well with the neon purple and orange. And then my name, Vitamin C. Done. Better pack up and get out from this underpass.
Carl, have you finished your... Oh, okay, so the same design again?
Yeah, my graffiti signature, the neon poo smiling emoji.
Oof, it is very loud and childlike. Are you sure you don't want to try something else?
Nah, this is my style, the song of my heart. Graffiti is all about expressing yourself, Momo. How'd you go with your latest?
Voila! Yes, I know. It's a masterpiece.
Molly, why is there a crowd around your graffiti?
Amazing art.
Look at that.
What an artist.
It's really cool.
Can I take a photo of it?
It's incredible. The detail, the composition.
Thank you. Yes, I know. It really just flowed out of me.
I love the sunset-coloured clouds and the little girl being lifted up by a balloon. Wow, Molly, it's stunning.
Look out, the street cleaners are here.
Quick, hide your gear. Just blend in with the crowd. Hoodies up.
Okay, I just hope they don't clean mine away.
Okay, break it up. Make way for the street cleaners. We've had a tip-off someone's doing graffiti here and we've come to stop them. Wow, that one with the clouds is incredible.
Look at the colours. It's making me weepy.
And that floating girl is adorable. That's not graffiti. It's street art. And what's the artist's name? Aha! Of course, it's another one by Momo.
Oh, hang on. I see the problem now. This other one just next to it, the smiling neon poo thing? Yuck. What an eyesore.
Yeah, okay, we better get rid of that ugly graffiti, but the big beautiful mural can stay.
Let's call it in. Then get scrubbing.
Whew. Okay, they didn't spot us, Molly.
And they love my mural. So good.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, what's the matter, Carl?
Well, it's just that neither of us are trained artists, but for some reason, yours always gets called a beautiful artwork, while mine gets cleaned away. What makes yours art and mine not?
That actually is a great question.
Exactly.
Well, today on Short and Curly, let's find out. What's the difference between graffiti and street art?
Hello, and today you're listening to Short. You're listening to Short and Curly. Yay! Short and Curly. Curly, 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 curly.
Short and Curly.
Okay, fire up the power hose.
Ugh, the smiling poo is so ugly.
Oh, no!
Okay, buddy, look away. Let's just get you out of here and take your mind off it. With a thinking question.
Okay, but only if I can spray a new neon poo somewhere else.
We've got the whole night ahead of us. And I found an old abandoned factory not far from here. But first, that question.
So for you listening, remember you can pause for a moment here to think or chat with those around you.
And our question is, what do you think is the difference between graffiti and street art?
Hit pause now.
let's see what our brains trust make of this question too.
I think graffiti becomes art if you pay for it or someone asks you to do it, but if you don't, and it's like on a street wall or on a train or something, I think that is vandalism.
The thing is with graffiti and street art, sometimes graffiti could be nice, but then most of the time it's really bad, rude, or like some inappropriate stuff. But when you tag as a street artist, sometimes you're doing people a favour, because sometimes the street art or tagging will pop out. When colours pop out, people will tend to like it a lot more.
It's more on the style and the skill that they use, because some people, they've trained to do it and like they've taught themselves how to make it look good, and that's what they do as their job. But other people just go out and do it because they want to like put themselves out there.
If you search up like graffiti style art, that's the type of art that would be on the walls that I would like, because it looks really good. There's shadow and stuff, and lots of color, and just naturally pleasing.
Well, Carl, here it is, the abandoned factory I was telling you about. Look at these massive walls. Oh, let's get cracking.
This place is perfect, Molly. I'm going to draw my biggest ever neon smiling poo in here.
Yeah, cool. And I'm working on a textured optical illusion. I think my fans are going to love it.
Wait, Molly, shh, I can hear footsteps. Look, over there, there's a cloaked figure walking out of the shadows towards us.
Oh, hide your cans, Carl.
Ugh, there you are.
Eleanor.
I've been looking for you for ages.
Really? How come?
Well, I finally put two and two together and I realised you're the Momo and Vitamin C, the infamous graffiti duo.
Gah, you caught us.
How did you work it out?
Well, it all came together when I saw this review of Momo's work by an art critic online. Here, check it out.
Are you serious? An actual art critic reviewed my work. Sensational colours, arresting composition, artworks that should be protected and maybe even put in a gallery. I'm flattered.
Yeah, but also see this line? She wouldn't share her name, but she also hosts a popular children's podcast. That, plus how much you've been spending on spray paint lately, made me realise it must be you.
I should have been more subtle.
Okay, so the first reason I've been trying to find you is because I don't know if you know this, but what you're doing is illegal. You are breaking the law.
No, wait, seriously?
Yeah, you are super duper trespassing. And you've been vandalising public and private property. You're probably also putting yourself into dangerous situations by doing this. I mean, abandoned factories are not notoriously safe places.
Oh.
But people graffiti stuff all the time.
Sure they do, and one of the core ideas behind graffiti is about breaking rules, including, literally, the law.
Well, that's not going to stop me sharing my art with the world.
I don't know. Our rebellion is our art, but I honestly didn't realise I was being that much of a rebel. But also, Eleanor, if we're both breaking the law, how come only mine gets called graffiti? Why is it that Molly's gets called street art?
That's a really interesting question, Carl. Graffiti isn't always against the rules. Sometimes local councils even pay artists to do it, or they put up special walls where anyone's allowed to do it, and then it's not illegal. But Carl's asking a bigger question. Sometimes even graffiti that was against the rules still gets called art. Like there's a really famous street artist called Banksy, and he doesn't get permission before he stencils his creations. But because people think it's art, it usually doesn't get washed off. It becomes a tourist attraction. Councils even put up protective plastic over his graffiti to make sure it doesn't get wrecked.
You know, now that I think about it, I've actually never seen Molly and Banksy in the same room at the same time.
I refuse to confirm or deny, Carl.
So Carl's question about his work versus Molly's is really this question. What is art?
Okay, interesting.
You might think art has to be aesthetic. In other words, it has to be beautiful, or it has to show off the artist's skill with their technique.
That's what I'm saying. It's about beauty.
But a lot of art in the 20th century actually deliberately rejected that. One really famous artist exhibited a sculpture that was just a ceramic toilet.
Wait, so he built the toilet himself?
Nope, he just got a regular toilet and put it on display in an art gallery. And there was also an award-winning music composer who wrote a piece that was just 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence. Here, I really like it. I'll play it for you.
I'm just going to cut in here. We don't really have time for that, Eleanor, and I can't actually hear anything.
Okay, fair enough. But these works really challenged our definitions of art. So some philosophers now think that being art isn't just about looking beautiful or showing off the artist's skill. Maybe part of what defines art is that it expresses an attitude or a point of view. And maybe that's your problem, Carl. This poo emoji, it doesn't really seem to say anything.
Well, it says something to me.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, it's pretty late, so I'm going to jet. I guess I'll see you guys in the morning, but you might really want to have a think about whether you want to keep breaking the law.
Bye, Eleanor. Thank you.
All right, let's pause here for a moment with another thinking question.
Which is, many people think that art has to be beautiful. But what do you think makes something art?
Hit pause now.
Now, let's hear from our brains trust. What do they think counts as art?
Maybe it's like the artist's perspective. When they look at something and they remember it, they want to draw it somewhere or spray paint it somewhere. Because when I see graffiti, I always think about the artist's perspective first.
Well, it's a really confusing topic if you think about it deep enough, because some people's art is like the way you make it or like what you draw. If someone draws like a really detailed face, so some people would be like, what's the point of it? But then other people would be like, wow, this looks so good here. But then what I think, it has to make people change the perspective, or like you spread something, like change this perspective on what they think of something.
I think skill really counts, because if someone just drew like not very skillful art on a wall, it needs to look good to be art, but some people's perspective on good and bad is different.
It depends on how much time and effort you put into it, basically. Like thousands of years ago, someone just put a splat of paint onto a canvas to say that's art. But now here, it might be in an art museum, but I wouldn't call it art because you just put a splat of paint on it. So I'd say it's art if you put hard work into it.
So my graffiti probably isn't ever going to be considered beautiful, but I still think it's art, so maybe I just need to help people understand my artistic vision.
Yeah, I guess you could try.
I know. What I need is like an artist's statement underneath my smiling poo emojis. Okay, I'm going to write a few lines here underneath. And done. Okay, come check it out.
Huh, that sure is a lot of text.
Yeah, but listen to what I wrote. Vitamin C's work is a political comment on modern life. It's meant to make you feel, but in this case, to feel confusion. The jarring colour palette and references to emoji culture make a powerful statement for those who know how to look beyond the surface.
Huh, that actually does make it seem more arty-farty.
Okay, now to spread the word, I'm going to graffiti more of these all over town and share my artistic vision with the world.
What happened to worrying about breaking the law?
No time for that now. Art comes first.
Graffiti montage time?
You know it.
Mama, the street artist, is making a scene. Beautiful murals of red and blue and green.
And Vitamin C is here as well. His giant neon poos are totally swell.
Who cares about the law? We can cover this whole cinema. We're making our public spaces come alive.
Wow, amazing. We use the whole city as a canvas. Hey, do you reckon I went too far by covering up that whole traffic intersection with huge neon poos?
Probably.
Well, being disruptive is part of my art, Molly.
Okay, well, I'm exhausted. Let's catch up on some sleep back at Short and Curly HQ after all that tagging.
And so, after covering the whole town in graffiti, the infamous Momo and Vitamin C had a big old snooze and woke up the next morning to some big old news.
Molly, did you see the newspaper?
Oh, Carl, calm down. No, I haven't seen a newspaper in like a decade.
Look, there are dozens of reviews. The public loves our work.
Oh, seriously? I guess I'm finally making it big as a street artist. Wait, these reviews are all about vitamin C.
Exactly. My artistic statement worked. Now the world understands.
Let's see here. Yada yada. The edgy, largely unknown street artist has a clear vision that the world is brightly coloured poo and we need to pay attention.
It's all I ever dreamed of. The world connecting with my message.
Hang on. This is all just because you found some complicated way of explaining what you were doing. You were just making it sound like art.
You're finally up. I got us breakfast bagels. Also, people are really loving those neon poos, Carl.
Thank you, Eleanor. The world gets my art now.
Eleanor, help us out here. It seems Carl's graffiti changed overnight into street art just because he wrote a fancy statement.
Before I answer that, Momo, I just wanted to remind you again that not only have you broken the law, but now you two have done it in like an incredibly obvious way. So there's a pretty good chance the cops will be after you.
If it's art, then surely the police won't mind.
If you say so. Carl, your artist statement was supposed to turn your graffiti into art, right?
Yeah, based on what you said, that art has to say something.
Well, careful. I said some philosophers think that. And I said that was only part of the definition of art. Not that anything that, quote, says something counts as art. Otherwise, like, a street sign would be art. Your mum saying clean your room would be art.
Couldn't that be art? With the right artistic statement? I thought you said the work plus saying something equals art.
Well, the idea was the work itself has to say something. You can't just come out and say it directly to the audience. You have to say it through the work. Do you think yours did that?
Yeah, absolutely. The neon really challenges the eye.
I promise you it does not.
Okay, you two can work this out. I'm going to go get the plates for the bagels.
Oh, hang on. A friend just messaged me. I think they're talking about my art on the news right now. The public can't get enough of me.
Seriously?
I'm switching it on.
I'm reporting live from a busy inner-city intersection that's been completely covered in graffiti by the now notorious graffiti artist Vitamin C. Locals are divided. Some say his disgusting neon poos are important art, but others, like street cleaner Mickey Mopslide, say it's not worth the cost.
I've been cleaning these neon poos for years. This Vitamin C character isn't making art, they're making a nuisance. Their artistic statement doesn't change that.
No one knows the identity of the mysterious artist yet, but Sergeant Copy Lawman says police are working to identify the graffiti artist behind a spate of vandalism across the city.
Yeah, so whether it's art or not, this graffiti led to us closing a big intersection. They've disrupted people's lives.
Back to you in the studio.
I'm famous!
Carl, I think we might be in trouble here. Like, actual jail time trouble. Also, it sounds like not everyone's convinced our art is so special.
Yeah.
Let's just pause for one last thinking question, because now it's time for you listening to weigh this all up.
So, sure, my art might be quick and simple and really just the same thing over and over, and I might only use 3 colours, and I might not be a trained artist, and I guess I don't have a lot of technical skill, and even my closest friends and family say that it's bad art.
Okay, that's good, thank you. But it seems that Carl's graffiti is what you might call ugly but interesting.
Harsh, Molly. But the point is, My art's got plenty of people talking and thinking.
So, after everything you've heard today, what do you think about Carl's spray-painted neon poo emoji? Is it actually art? Why or why not?
Hit pause now.
Hey Carl, over here.
Molly, you just ran off.
Yeah, I just had a big impulse to paint a new mural. I call this one Curly Crew. See these stenciled characters here? They're our brains trust for today's show. From Gibbs Street Public School in Perth, Fitzroy, Shahla, Jorja, Nafi, Tabitha and Gumaan.
Ooh, nice. Hey, do you mind if I add to it?
Sure.
She said yes.
Wow, you really like bright colours, don't you?
Yeah, but look, it's a neon stick figure of Kyla Slavin, our producer and creator of the show.
Oh, nice, with the bright yellow hair. And look, producer Candace Stocker's there too. Wait, who are they? Is that a drawing of our voice actors today?
Exactly. That's Scott Kimpton and Cleo Baldwin in that corner. And then over here, you've got Michaela Atala. Oh, and the smaller one here is Baven. And right here in the middle, of course, is short and curly listener Jessie, who wrote to us with this excellent idea for a show.
All right, Carl and Molly. Or should I say Vitamin C and Momo?
Ruh-roh.
You two have an appointment with a jail cell. But first, our street cleaners have requested you help them with a big job today.
Oh, I guess we should have seen this coming. I knew the law would catch up with us eventually.
And so, Jessie, that beautiful graffiti you saw under a tunnel, it was the work of Momo and Vitamin C, one of the few remaining pieces left intact after they painted over the whole town. Their legacy will never die, but a court order prevents them from making any new work. ABC Listen.